Have you ever been in an emergency where someone just all of a sudden stops and drops, and you're either at home or you're in a public place and you don't know what to do? Your first instinct is to look for help or call 911, which are great steps to take. But the next thing I would like you to think about is what to do while you're waiting for help. CPR is a great way to save someone's life. You don't necessarily need to be certified, but it is a great way to save lives. According to the American Heart Association, 90% of individuals who experience cardiac arrest outside the hospital do not survive. With CPR, that can double to triple the chance of survival when performed immediately. Today I will explain to you what CPR is, when you can do CPR, and how to do CPR. So CPR stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitation. So the heart normally pumps to the brain, to the organs, all over the body. When the heart stops, all the blood flow stops, which can cause brain damage, it can cause organ failure, and then this is why a person wouldn't survive cardiac arrest. When you perform CPR immediately, you automatically start helping the heart pump blood back to the brain, back to the organs, which will allow them to survive during an emergency like this, as shown here. So the right time to do CPR would be when the person is unconscious, they have no pulse, or they stop breathing. Another great way, if you're out in public, if you see one of these signs, they're the AED machines, which look something like this. Those are great ways to connect to your patient or anybody that's in emergency. This will indicate if the patient needs CPR or if they need any kind of medical attention. This will also do shocks as well, and it will instruct you to do what you need to do. Another thing is if you're waiting for the emergency personnel and nobody's there to help, it is great for you to just start compressions, make sure their heart starts pumping again. Here is a great way to, once you figure out if the patient needs CPR, you will, after you start looking for all these signs, and then afterwards you will start learning how to position yourself. So you really, your hands will be over each other, the top will be wrapped around the bottom hand, and then your palm will be on the patient's chest in the center. Here's a video. So you will start compressions. Another great way to think about is how you need to do compressions, because it has to be at a steady rate. Another great way is to think about this song, which is Staying Alive. If you follow that beat, you will have a steady compression rate for your compressions. When you're doing compressions only, you're only going to focus on just performing compressions. If you're doing a full-on CPR on an adult, you'll be doing 30 compressions and then 2 breaths. On a child, you will do 1 hand, and then for an infant, you will use 2 fingers. This is always going to be a very great way to help your patient in case of the emergency. I hope this is a great way for you to think about going to an online or in-person class to get your CPR certification, but I just want you to know that it is a great way to not hesitate, and that everyone can save lives too. Thank you.
Good job, Christina.
Hold on.